Hi, welcome back to Leap Taken. This is Mika, and here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, the craft, witchcraft that is, esoteric, and everything else in between. So I have taken about a week or so off from making some videos because I moved. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I had talked about looking for a home. We were in a corporate housing temporary situation because we moved out here to Arizona for my husband's work, and we found a place, we're settled, and this is my new kitchen that I'll be filming from going forward. So I'm very excited. If you hear any noises right now, I have two situations happening. One is gonna be what it is, and that's an echo because the ceilings are pretty high, and I'm grateful for that. The other thing is I got the washer going. I didn't know it would be quite so loud, but I got some blankets and towels in there, so I think that's why. But today's video is something I think was pretty fun, and it's kind of my ode to witchiness. Why I love being a witch. That's the video, why I love being a witch. So here are my reasons for loving being a witch, and I'm just looking down at my list that I have here. The number one reason is acceptance. I think being in the craft, being in witchcraft is awesome because people are ultimately very accepting of different lifestyles, different paths, alternative lives, you know, sexual orientation, you know, all of that. I love that. You know, people who don't dress like everyone else, or, you know, maybe don't look like everyone else. I think that witchcraft is very accepting to different lifestyle choices. So I love that. Of course, I know that's not everybody, and everyone who, you know, calls themselves following witchcraft is, you know, maybe not so very accepting, but ultimately, overall, it's been my experience, and I move around a lot, and I've come across a lot of different people. And also there's the world of online, the virtual world. To me, I think people are like really cool and accepting of others. So at least that's been my experience mostly. The other thing is there's no dogma to follow. Excuse me for a minute. Get my water. Still very much trying to get a lot of water. It's the magic potion of life. Also, my favorite country little glass. Got this, my kids got this for me from Walmart, and it's Bree Drummond, I think that's her name. She has a cooking show on Food Network. Anyway, isn't it adorable? All right, back to what I'm talking about. No dogma. I am not someone who likes to be told what to do very often. Such as life, sometimes you have to follow the rules, so I do, but most times I don't want to. Even if it's a rule I wouldn't want to break, if you tell me to do it, that's the problem. I don't like just doing something for the sake of doing it because, you know, you're being told, oh, you have to. That's the way it is. No, that doesn't work for me. I also don't like hearing regurgitated stories that don't really make sense, but you're supposed to just believe it because it is, and you know, no, I don't like that either. So, and everything else that falls under dogma, that's just not going to work for me. So that is something I don't want to follow, and I find that most religions, they have dogma, religious dogma. So that's not going to be my speed. I love that it's so natural. Witchcraft is very natural. It comes natural to me, and it touches into the little girl, you know, the childlikeness in me, the inner child, if you will. It touches into that where I am calling on that person, you know, the what if, the wishes of a little girl. You know, I tap into that energy, and I can use it. And you should never use your lose your childlikeness. You know, that part that always wonders, and you know, that believes in the impossible and believes in magic. That fuels me, that part. So I love that. And that part is, like I said, it's natural because it's all there. And, you know, sometimes, you know, life is really hard and difficult, and you maybe don't tap into that. But that part it keeps life interesting. It keeps me wanting to grow and to learn more. So anyway, witchcraft for me taps into that innocence. And the other thing that I love is that honestly, nothing else fit. Nothing else really fit for me. I tried, and I would run into a brick wall on certain ideologies of, I guess Christianity, that's one of them, and different branches of Christianity. It didn't fit. It wasn't a good fit for me. So by default, this worked. I feel like, again, it's natural. It just makes sense for me. I love the witchy aesthetic. I love going into a botanica, or I love going to crystal shops or occult bookstores or occult gift shops. I would buy everything. I love it all, from the darkest to the dark to the fluffiest of the bunnies. I love it all. So I don't do, act on everything or use everything. I just love it all. I like the stuff. So I love the clothing, the makeup, the jewelry. I think that's pretty cool. So that's, symbolism, all of it. I love it all. So, yeah, that's the other part. I don't, like I said, do it all, but I don't know. Occasionally I like to, prance around in my full-blown witchiness. I love that I can manipulate energy. I love that I know how to do it. I'm aware I'm doing it, and it works. And I have proof, and I can show you. I love that. I love that I can do a spell, write it down in my book of shadows and in my journal, and I'll have dreams, alluding to what's going to happen next. Like, it's a process, and sometimes it's not even a process. Sometimes, or it is it's always a process, but sometimes it's like that. And I'm like, whoa, like, how powerful are you? There are things that can move very quickly, and I love when that happens. Of course, if there's more to it and the process takes longer, that's still pretty cool too, because then you look back at journal, if you do nothing, journal, because I love looking back and seeing how one thing affected the other, and things were just moving to make room for, what you put out into the universe, what you put your energy into, and then it comes to you. And how it gets there, we're not going to worry about that. Sometimes it's a clean path. Sometimes there's a lot of moving pieces. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a lot of moving pieces, especially for things like, in my case, this home. It's a lot of freaking moving pieces to get it, and getting everything straight and making sure I'm in an area I want to be in. The money's right, that the price is right, that I can get it, that there's no other barriers in between, that someone else didn't get it ahead of me. And then there's so many other things, scheduling and getting it right. So that was cool to watch how that process it worked. And part of my spell, just to kind of dip back into this, because I'm super excited about living here, part of my spell was that the process just be easy and simple. Not a lot of back and forth. Everything is just approved. It's done. There's no, confusion. I just said there's a peaceful process. The path is just clear. Literally, that's exactly what happened. It happened so fast, like, whoo. Anyway, and this is new construction, by the way, so that's pretty cool. And it's miracle-like stuff, kind of like a spell. Anyway, I love that. Let me think, what else? When I do self-care type energy work, I love that it really works. That's the cool thing. It's not just about stuff like just, a feeling, eliciting a feeling, changing a mood. In kitchen witchery, for instance, any type, I love knowing that I'm gonna bake something. And when I bake it, yeah, it's gonna smell this nice, but everything, I'm giving it more oomph with magic because of my intention. And I'm putting that energy into what I'm baking. Oh my God, I love doing that. And I love seeing the results of those who I give the food to. and it's having a result. I love that. Let me think, what else? Balance. That was the other thing. I had a bunch of different examples, but I kind of just went off the cuff on a couple different examples instead of what I had here, because they made more sense now that I'm talking. Yeah, balance. I love being able to legit balance the mundane stuff of the world, paying bills like everybody else, cleaning, shopping in the store for groceries, exercising, all the normal mundane things you do in life, right? I love being able to do all of those things and still balance this other world connection to spirit, to deities, to seeing the world for more than just the solid matter in front of me, and seeing beyond that and understanding everything you're seeing is vibrating, and what you see as real hard is really not. They're just all these little pieces together, creating this whole, including us, and that we're really all connected, and it's all just energy moving. And I'm doing this, while loading the dishwasher. I know this while I'm still doing something crazy, very mundane as loading the dishwasher, or eating my food, or watching TV. I love seeing symbolism in things and understanding it. Even though I'm just grabbing a quick cup of coffee, I look over at a sign and I see something, and I understand it's marketing, but I also understand people are not, doing things by accident. They know what they're doing. And I love knowing that, as I still am a consumer like everybody else, just, enjoying a cup of coffee or something like that. I love the balance of that. That's pretty cool to me, to be so aware, or woke, right? To be so aware, but still participate in society. And knowing how to balance that, and knowing when to turn the witchy on and when to maybe, turn it down and just focus on the mundane a little bit more. The witchiness is always there. Be clear. It's always there. But knowing when to turn it down, it's a balance, and that's pretty cool to me. I love that. And finally, the thing that I love is how organic, and I know that word organic is used often, but in this sense I'm using it like being a witch is organic to me as planting a seed, non-GMO of course, planting a seed and watching that plant grow. And that's what it's been like to me. I just needed that seed to get planted. It was already, there. It had come from the previous plants before. And I was just, the whole idea of witchcraft and me practicing, once it was planted, it grew, and it just made sense to me. There's nothing negative. There's nothing evil. I don't serve Satan. I don't actually recognize Satan. I do in a, like when I'm watching TV and I'm watching movies, that's fun, or from a mythical point of view, but not in a very real point of view. I don't get it. But then again, I'm also somebody who believes that if you create an entity as real in your mind, it is real. It's very real for you. And I don't say that in a mock way. I mean, I understand it's real, and it will have a real effect in your life and per your thoughts to other people's lives, because you've manifested a real entity. And if you get other people involved and they also believe the same, they're on the same thought, then it becomes even bigger, and it is real. I don't believe, I don't accept, I don't see, I don't welcome, I don't invite. It's not real to me, so it doesn't affect me. So yeah, other than that, I love being a witch. I love the whole process. Cottage witchery is my thing, and I think that is such a powerful, kick-ass way of doing witchcraft, because it literally encompasses everything else. Hoodoo, kitchen witchcraft, everything else, a little bit of the Wicca stuff, a little bit of the ATR stuff, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm voodooing it up. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all, Celtic magic. I'm getting into some of that, and just I love it. I love it. I love this lifestyle. I love what I do. I love my belief system, my worldview, my outlook. I love it all, and I'm still growing. And I'd love to take you guys with me as I continue to do this channel, and I'll share what I've done so far, what I've learned so far, and as I continue to learn, I will share as well. So thank you for watching. If you identify as a witch, awesome, good for you. Hope you love it just as much as I do. And if you're struggling with calling yourself that because it sounds cliched, it sounds silly, it sounds like a teeny bopper type thing, it sounds like circa Charmed or The Craft, and you're a grown-ass woman and don't sound right saying that, screw that train of thought. Create your own reality. I love the term. I take it for what it is. I'm not living, well, you know what, maybe I am living in my own mind in my fairy tale world, but who isn't, right? I love it. So embrace it if you want to. And again, thanks for watching. Bye.